What's up? It's the Gigabyte Grizzly Brohemian, and this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. If I see you without one, I'm gonna pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
Announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team.
Zeke Mercer, one half of the Tag Team Champions. I'm here to tell you that if you want to be a champion, if you want to survive this thing, wear your freaking mask, okay? It comes in all different colors. You can get Eclipse Blue, JC White and Black, or even hell, Blue and Gold. But guys, please, also remember, please, it goes over the nose. Over the nose. Thank you.
for an inch, yeah, I fight for you all. Is the truth and I'm in, yeah, I fight for referee breath that I
What's up? It's the Gigabyte Grizzly Brohemian, and this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. Because if I see you without one, I'm gonna pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
Announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. Now, I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team.
Mercer, one half of the tag team champions. I'm here to tell you that if you want to be a champion, if you want to survive this thing, wear your freaking mask, okay? It comes in all different colors. You can get Eclipse Blue, JC White and Black, or even hell, Blue and Gold. But guys, please, also remember, please, it goes over the nose. Over the nose. Thank you.
Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us and IndieWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Just Pro Wrestling News Podcast. No filler, no pop-ups. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the
It's the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Ready to talk professionalized wrestling. 764 Tuesdays we've been talking about professionalized wrestling. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, PA, and I did not get killed by a cactus is the update. So if you missed last night's show. But anyways, yes, back from Arizona, and I did not find wrestling, but I found delicious tacos. But with us from other parts unknown, from outer space, it's Mad Mike.
Red 5 standing by.
Oh, wait, but you're in space. You're not like in the cockpit. You're just floating in space.
No, I Sorg.
Oh, you have things in your hands. Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
This Zoom thing's getting really weird. It's Star Wars Day, and he found the Zoom backgrounds at StarWars.com. I got some lovely C-3PO torso in my shot. You can see a little R2 down there. So,
which honestly is the sexiest part of C-3PO.
That's right. How about some golden midriff, baby? Well, that got awkward fast. And TikTok. Okay.
Hashtag golden midriff.
Hashtag golden and show title. Okay, taking notes already. Also, back with us I don't have any Star Wars references for you. Ronnie Starks is with us. Do you have one for us?
He's the Rondalorian.
You're like the
Rondalorian, yeah.
He's the
Rondalorian. I love it. I can't see
This is the way Mad Mike has spoken.
Oh, a Grogu. We've had a Grogu on both shows tonight. I love it. So, fantastic. And we also have with us, Ziggy? Ziggy. Where'd Ziggy go?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, hey, there she is. There she is.
Hey, what's up?
We saw the belt. We saw the Darth Vader.
I just wanted to make it look like Darth Vader had the belt.
Yes, the new Ryse Grand Champion, Darth
what's up?
Vader.
Woo! Yay!
Happy Star
You should
Wars
have
Day.
did the Papa say, well, hello there.
Yay, Darth Vader.
Hello there.
Ziggy Haim, the new Ryse Wrestling Grand Champion. Yes, I think it's the first time. I think it's the first time we've had that belt in the studio. At least that rendition of the belt. So glad to have you with us.
More than one.
Yeah, I think they updated it not like a year into it or something, didn't they?
Like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
I really didn't know.
They don't listen. When you
I
get
don't
it.
remember. I have no concept of time.
Well, none of us do right now, do they? But they
Ronnie thought it was Wednesday.
I did think it was Wednesday.
There's that part too. They don't give you a historical info card along with the belt when you win it or anything like that. I don't know how these things work.
Honestly,
I've never
they
won a belt.
probably just assumed I knew. I've never won a belt either.
Is this your first championship?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's dope.
Wow, that's awesome. Of course, won the Grand Championship at the PolyAm Cult Party 3 a couple weeks ago here in Pittsburgh. Envy Young's fantastic event over there. I get to attend too. I watched 3 from the safety of home. But we'll talk about that. It's good to have you back on the show here, and I'm sure you'll teach me new terms like mukbang last time.
Oh yeah, you're right. I love it.
I can't say that I watched more of it because I don't know if I want to.
No, it's creepy as hell.
It is.
It's creepy as hell.
And then you see the views and you're like, why are people doing this?
It has to be a kink.
It
has to be a
Oh,
kink.
it has to be. Everything is. Come on.
Because first of all, you're right. Second of all, like if I just watch it for more than 10 seconds, I'm just gonna go eat now. Like I'm just hungry now.
It's like, do you watch it? Like, do you get high and watch it and then eat more, or does it just placate you?
I don't
like,
know.
Not you personally, but generally.
I wish.
I'm like, we have so many questions on this thing.
I would like to do like a Reddit AMA request for people that watch mukbangs. I have questions for them.
Listen, why? You put that right.
I just have a lot of questions for them.
Put that right beside the pimple popping videos. All right, we got a
I
great
love
start
that
already.
Dude, I love
you're one of them.
Oh God, I don't know how you guys can watch those. All right,
That's
so
amazing.
no, sorry. So this is a true story.
Oh no, we're never starting to talk about wrestling on this show, but that's okay.
No.
Sorg, we've already talked about Star Wars, which has Sasha Banks. We've talked about wrestling.
You've done it.
Not wrong. Not
You
wrong.
mad lad, you've done it.
Not wrong.
I believe it was my second or third date with my wife. She was like, "Hey, you want to see something cool?" and showed me just like this really nasty pimple popping video, and I'm like, "Oh,
Well,
God."
you married
Like,
her.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously, but still, like, it shook me to my core.
You knew at that very moment in time you were marrying that woman.
Mm-hmm. And then for Christmas that year, I found these like it's a toy thing that's toy pimples. Where you can pop them, and
I know
little
what you're
stuff
talking
pops
about.
out.
Yeah, it's like a plastic
are
like
awesome.
thing.
Yeah.
You can squeeze.
That seems. Okay. All right.
It's fun.
I'm having. Okay. All right. I gotta hold on. I need to show. Where's the notes? Okay. Hey, this is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, and if you're still with us after that discussion, you can check out everything at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. You can hit us up at that email address.
Good times.
All right.
Good times.
There was a lot happening there. Plus Skype delay. It was fantastic. 412-206-WMS0 is the hotline. Tweet us at Mayhem Show. You can hit us up at the Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook page and group. And, of course, you can tune in live with us every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook Live on the Wrestling Mayhem Show YouTube. So please subscribe and hit the notification bell to know when we go live there, as well as over on the Sorgatron Media Twitch page. Live everywhere you want to be, and sometimes people are lurking over on the YouTube page. So we keep an eye on as much as we can on all the chat rooms, but of course a lot of the conversation is happening over on the Facebook page. As I saw Tina was out there, I saw one of the Alexes out there as well. So thank you everybody for joining us over there. Also, thank you to thank you everybody listening, everybody that subscribes to the podcast on your favorite podcast player and all the places over there. Thank you to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. You're helping keep the lights on over here Is it obvious that I'm multitasking? Thank you to our friends at the fan of the show level, Bo Diggity! Woo! As well as Ed Burke, Team Hammerfist, and at the Poppy Club level, Dave Podner of the iPhoneography podcast and OccupyProWrestling.com. No, Dave's not up. I need to reorder that. So, Pizza Club, our friends Doc Remedy, Kyle Turner, the Riz of Riz Plays Games, and Bobby F. J-Town. Everything has resettled after Patreon in the bank, so everything's been reordered. But a lot of people still wonder.
So, Sorg, are you saying there's a balance in the Fulls?
There's a balance in the Patreon that's out of whack. And also at our manager level, Farnsworth Investments, Tina Keys, and Bradley Brothers. I think I got all those changes. I did them at like 3 in the morning last Tuesday. But anyways, you guys can support the show too and get a shout out here at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Sometimes get some extra content. What the hell did we talk about before the show? What did we talk about before? We were talking about the TJ Miller alien show that we couldn't figure it out. And if you want to figure it out, if you don't feel like Google searching, you'll get that in your Patreon as part of that deal.
It looks terrifying.
It does look terrifying.
I love it. I can't wait to just watch it.
I'm gonna post a link on the group.
Listen. If I watch the entirety of Auntie Dottie's House of Fun on Netflix, like, can it get any weirder than that? Because that's kind of.
It probably can.
I mean, has anybody else watched this thing? I feel like I might be the only one here. Well, the podcast I listen to recommended to, and it is something. Like, I can't even. There's a lot of singing, I can say. Yeah, and it's British-ish. British-ish? Yeah.
So it's British.
Ish.
Yes, it is Brit-ish. So, all right. So we talked about a lot of the big news last night on the show, but the biggest news that I know I'm excited about is one from Matt Carlins of JustProWrestlingNews.com. Apparently, WWE is filming a documentary about the Nexus, and I'm hoping this is a recent photo of Fred Rosser, the former. Oh, what was his former name?
Darren Young.
Darren Young.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm hoping on the wrong thing. Fred with his Nexus. Oh no, actually, this is a tweet from Fred Rosser. It's him being filmed with his Nexus armband. There's going to be an Untold Nexus special. These Untold specials are pretty good. Now there are no 24/7s like the Miz special that like makes you want to cry sometimes. But
I cried twice during the.
You
Miz
cried
special.
twice during that one.
Yeah,
because he kept getting reminded he was a Cleveland fan, or.
No, I don't. You know, that's his journey. I just feel bad for him.
I cry whenever I'm reminded of Cleveland too.
Mm-hmm.
Just in general.
Well, you know. Yeah, it's a really good story. But no, I'm looking forward to seeing Nexus. What were we saying before the show that Nexus was like the best month of storyline ever?
Absolutely. It was such chaos, and then it just left.
Yeah, it just went away and split
the biggest mistake one of the biggest mistakes of the past 15 years was letting John Cena get that pin over Nexus.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Easily.
Oh yeah.
Easily.
Like, especially like Wade Barrett, like, you know, because the Nexus form.
I miss him. Bad News Barrett was the best.
Yes, I mean,
Yeah,
so commentating on NXT at least, and and has a really good rapport with Beth.
Also,
I think.
Don't forget, he was the big bad in Lucha Underground.
He was.
Like, if we had gotten another season of Lucha, it was
gonna
Bad
be Psycho.
News Barrett.
Yeah.
He was the one waiting in the limo. I'm like, oh my god, is he like the Thanos of Lucha Underground? Because that would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
God, I miss Lucha
They did have a
Underground so
gauntlet and everything. I'm glad Mike remembers this so fondly to remind us.
Yeah,
that all
and
this
now we're all
is-
like,
for some bad news.
Yes. Yes. So, I mean, what a journey he's had, right? Because he left.
Yeah.
He was doing some acting. He ends up on Lucha Underground of all places. Then, like, NWA for a minute, right?
Yeah, he did commentary at NWA.
He was the fill-in when Jim Cornette left, I think, or was.
I thought he did it with Jim Cornette, or was he the fill-in?
I feel like he was a fill-in when Cornette was asked to leave.
I feel like I was told because I didn't want to watch NWA because of Cornette.
Me too.
And then everyone was like, "Oh, but Wade Barrett's on it now." I'm like,
and you're like,
"Oh,
God
well,
damn."
okay."
Now I have to.
You want this British guy commentating over your old timey new wrestling.
I would
Like,
love
yes.
nothing more.
Yes, absolutely.
Nothing more.
No, yes.
Just give me British guys commenting over anything, though.
Pretty much. I mean, I'm overly excited that there's a British dude doing backstage interviews on Raw.
Yeah.
But also, I'm just waiting for Raw to make me feel again.
Yeah.
Like
Any change to it, we're like, please.
Yeah, I mean, Raw is really. Oh God,
Raw's
Monday's usually
not great
Monday's
right now.
usually a time when I pontificate about how bad Raw is and try to find a metaphor for it. But watching Raw, if you remember, and Ziggy, you might be a little young for this, but if you remember the days in high school listening to Downward Spiral from Nine Inch Nails, okay, like those emotions, those troubled emotions as you're listening to that album, is how I feel watching Raw.
Shut up.
Sorg,
Shut up, you're right.
in the same vein, I feel like a Korn song, a Korn lyric, beating me down, beating me down. Like,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
Raw
but
is
like
just-
in loop for 3 hours.
like
It's
yes.
like the Linkin Park just crawling in my skin.
No, but see, Linkin Park gets me hype, so that doesn't work for me. But like, yeah, it's just Raw is just such a. It's like fucking trying to walk to see Yoda in the Dagobah swamp, like with
May the
weighted
fourth be
clothes.
with you.
May the fourth be with you.
I'd rather walk in a swamp.
But for 3 hours?
Ugh.
Yeah.
Listen, man, anything good for 3 hours, repeatedly, is not great. Like, I mean,
No, 3 hours is a long time.
yeah,
3 hours is a long time to keep anyone like attentive, especially when you're trying to cater towards children. Imagine trying to cater, like, the concept of catering towards like elementary and middle school aged like boys for 3 hours.
then another 2 on Friday.
That's brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not going to be fun for
No.
anyone,
No.
especially adults that are trying to feel something.
Yes, yes.
I don't know what to feel anymore.
I wonder if this is our WrestleMania hangover.
Is it?
Well,
'Cause
no,
WrestleMania-
because,
that's the thing,
'cause, like,
WrestleMania-
we watched WrestleMania.
Yeah.
We got that live. It's like, oh man, I got a hit, and then
And
you're
now
back
it's
to like the
like,
Stebos.
But it was
Yeah.
so bad going into WrestleMania. Like,
Yeah.
like nothing has changed.
Yeah,
the
but now
first
it's even
night of
worse
Mania
because
was
we
so
know,
good.
like, sorry, Z.
Oh
Go
no,
ahead.
it's okay. I was just saying like that's very possible because like the first night of Mania was so good and it's just like you had that high and now it's like
Yeah.
even worse now.
Yeah, and I still go on the idea like we're still like paying attention to Monday nights because like most of us are whatever the height was for us, whether it be the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era, wherever you are, which keeps moving and moving as I talk to more and more of these younger wrestlers. But like whatever that point was is not there anymore, has not been there for a while, and you just watch out of I say it's habitual. I've been watching wrestling on Monday nights for 23 years.
So you have to.
So I have to. You're just like, that's what I do. Thankfully, there are solutions to that. We talk about, watch AEW Dark Elevation. Watch, I caught up on
I know
NXT.
that voice on Peacock.
No, okay. Yeah, I know. That was your recommendation last night.
That was my recommendation.
I know you have
and
voice.
it's a damn good recommendation.
It is.
It's a fucking great documentary.
But, keeping with the theme and everything, is Eli Drake in this commercial with Ric Flair on carshield.com? Is that what's happening that I'm seeing right now? I'm sorry. I have NXT on. It's very confusing. Anyways, sorry.
Is he saying, let me talk to you?
I don't know.
That's
Something
him.
something happened and he got chopped. So
Oh, I love it.
It's
And I'm sure the word woo was said.
That's how you get the big money. It's just like when Sting goes to an indie show, it costs another like $1,000 or so for him to put the face paint on.
I
like
love that because like that's so hard. That's so much like extra effort to put in. I'm like, you gotta pay me extra.
Because I mean, like, that could be disappointing if he's not coming out the face paint. They're like, who's this dude?
That's
You
just
know? Right?
Yeah, without face paint, he's just like, "Hello, Steve Borden."
Hello, Steven.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah. So it's just like, well, you got to pay the thing, It's like, but this is
Gotta pay the grant.
But this is a charity show. You got to pay Sting the money. You got to pay the face paint money, I guess.
The kids are gonna cry.
The kids are gonna cry. The kids are like, "Who's this man with a goatee? I don't get it."
And then he puts the face paint on. The kids are still like, "Who is this man in face paint?"
I mean, it can't be as scary as Demolition still going out there with the face paint and everything. But at least they're not wearing. Well, and I'm talking like 12 years ago when I saw them. But at least they were still not wearing the like dominatrix, like studded things anymore. For the most part,
that you know of.
I mean, they were also wearing.
I mean, they might wear it in their private time.
Yeah, I was gonna say they don't do it in public.
Yes. That
Hey, when you're used to coming out to "Here Comes the Axe" and "Here Comes the Smasher," I guarantee that impetus doesn't go away lightly.
No.
Man, I was way too young to have liked Demolition so much. That's for sure. That told me I was going to be a juggalo right there. Like, but anyways, all the face paint. Come on, I always liked the face paint guys. It was always Demolition, LOD when they came in, Ultimate Warrior, of course. I'm sure there were others.
You were down with the clowns.
I was down
from
with the
an
clowns
early age
before
you even knew.
Yeah,
Doink.
Not the right kind of clown. Not the right kind.
That got weird.
I don't know. When Doink first came out and he was evil, I think that is the right kind of clown.
You're right. Evil Doink really kind of bothered me, actually. Like, and I was a little older by then. I mean, I'm like 13 years old. I'm like 13 years old, like saying that ain't right.
The first time my mind was blown by professional wrestling, besides the first thing I saw of professional wrestling, was when there were 2 Doinks at WrestleMania 9.
2 Doinks?
How did they do that?
They did the whole mirror thing.
Yeah. They were like this, and you could tell like one obviously had the paint coming off his face, but it was still like, wow.
Yeah. Same here. And when the Doink's arm got ripped out.
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah.
He had his arm in a sling the whole time.
Yeah.
And
he hits it, like turned out to be like a cast kind of thing, and he hit like Crush with it and knocked him out. Because how are you going to make a little guy in a clown suit a threat to Crush?
Yeah, a man legitimately named Crush.
I don't care. He's wearing brighter colors now. He's still Crush, and I still remember him wearing the weird studded mask. And
I don't think we give enough credit to Crush.
Oh no, Crush was
because,
great.
Like, if you think about it, Crush came in 3rd member at Demolition.
Mm-hmm.
Then was Shaka Bra Man wearing nothing but orange and purple, like the worst fucking representation of the Lakers you've ever seen.
The Kona Crush, man. The Kona Crush.
He went to the Nation of Domination.
Whoa! He had a stopgap in there because remember he started wearing face paint, teamed with Mr. Fuji.
Oh right.
And
when
he was
fought Savage.
feuding with Savage, and didn't they have like a Falls Count Anywhere or something at WrestleMania?
At MSG.
Yeah, where he ends up like roping his feet, like hanging him from his feet to get the count for last man standing or a pin or something, whatever the match was. Then to
Nation of Domination, and then
he's a biker
DOA.
DOA, the bikers,
and then he came back as Chronic.
With Adam Bomb. He was also amazing.
When I was a kid, I was the biggest fucking Adam Bomb mark.
Dude,
even when he showed up as Wrath, I'm like, yes,
I'm shocked.
My guy, he's back. Wrath was like one of the only guys I used in WCW NWO Revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh god,
him and Duke the Dumpster Drosy, man.
Mm-hmm. What? Wait, you lost me on this one.
Really, Duke Drosy?
Like that was your guy?
Dude, I loved stupid gimmicks when I was a kid, man.
How were you with Knuckleball Schwartz?
I don't think I understand that reference for some reason.
Wasn't that the
Abe Knuckleball Schwartz?
wasn't that was the baseball guy, right?
Yeah,
That actually
MVP.
painted his face as a baseball.
That was
Oh,
you know who
that's
that was,
no,
right?
that's terrifying.
Yeah, it was not.
That was the Brawler.
That was Brooklyn Brawler. Yeah, yeah.
That was the
And he
Brawler.
looks scary
Wow.
as shit. Yeah.
I do you guys remember the Goon as well?
Yeah, I remember the Goon. Yeah.
Oh God.
There's a this again. When I didn't watch wrestling for that 2 years, apparently I didn't miss other than like Brett and Sean and Taker stuff. Like I didn't miss much, guys. I was okay.
No, really, you did.
I picked the best 2 years to not watch wrestling. Apparently, yeah, so
No, those early days, like those later. Oh God.
Although that was when I met Tatanka, so
that's when you
it
met.
still holds a pretty bright spot in my heart.
I'm always
You know-
I'm always amazed when I look at some old cards here in the Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania area because I there was apparently at the time like you could book WWF guys.
Yeah.
Like I think Norm Connors, the former IWC owner, like I think a conversation we had with him here on the show like early on, like I think he talked about booking guys like that because they had like that WWF relationship before they locked everything down. Probably alongside the WCW wars, right? So that's that's why stuff like the Pillman memorials are so important because it was like you saw belts on there and all these guys that basically like Stone Cold Steve Austin at an indie show, for something
That reminds
like
me
that.
of a really good story that I actually have.
What's that?
So, I had to get a new battery put in my car at probably like January, something like that. And I was standing out there while the dude was putting a battery in my car. I don't remember how it came upon that I was a professional wrestler, but he I said it, and he went into like this full thing about how he used to backyard wrestle and like tagged with Biker Taker.
What?
What?
Like he tagged with American Badass Undertaker in a backyard for like the Juggalos, and like Vince was totally into it and everything like that. And I think about him a lot. Because I like definitely asked him so many questions because I was like, yo, I'm about to go inside and like try so hard to find this, try so hard to confirm nor deny it, because it was one of those things where the story was so psychotic that I was like, how do you make this up? But this dude must have just like spent, I think I probably like just like, he waited so long to find someone to tell this story to that he was like, it's my time to shine.
Or
and, like,
he tells it to anybody that has a wrestling
oh yeah, or
shirt
he
on.
tells it to anyone that listens.
And hearing that you are an actual professional wrestler does not make any difference in his mind.
No.
And he
was
may,
like,
and he may be one of our listeners. I don't know.
I hope he is, because I'm
feel
not
like
saying you were wrong, sir.
Yeah. Because
I'm just saying I'm very curious.
I have more questions for you
I
when you're finished with this battery.
Yeah, because it was really cold outside, so I was like, it was so weird. This dude's like putting battery in my car. I'm freezing, and he's trying to tell me about how he like yarded with American Badass Undertaker, and I'm just sitting there like, I'm frigid. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Also, maybe the weirdest pickup line I've ever heard.
And then he like pulled up his shirt, and he was like wearing an Orange Cassidy shirt. He was like,
Oh wow.
and I was like, oh, that's really cool. I was in a match with Orange Cassidy once. Like I was in a big tag match. And he looks me dead in the eyes and goes, is he really that cool? I said, thank you for the battery, sir. I have to go.
Wow. Oh man.
Like, legitimately, he goes, is he really that cool? I was like, yeah. Yeah, he's really that cool.
Wow.
Orange Cassidy's pretty cool.
You can't fake it.
Man.
You can't fake
Oh,
cool,
and I just
but
realized
you
something
can't
about-
fake yarding with The Undertaker.
No, apparently not.
No, you definitely can't. I mean,
Dude,
we all know Taker's a huge juggalo.
Yeah, because ICP was there too.
Obviously. Like Taker was Golga, right? Just in disguise.
Juggalo Championship Wrestling with Biker Taker tagging with this random man who, wait, no, he also said he like rode like some sort of like trashy bike to the ring to like match with Biker Taker, and he said that Mark Calloway bought it off of him afterwards. And like he was saying stuff like this where I'm just like, I don't know how you can make this up. I'm like, I feel like this has to have some semblance of reality because it's just so weird.
Which kernel is true?
Which semblance of this is reality?
He almost definitely was in at least a backyard wrestling show with a guy dressed as Undertaker.
I was gonna say it was someone that was pretending to be Biker Taker.
Because
it was taller than him, right? So
had to be, yeah.
Like you don't know, like you've never seen somebody 6'9" before, right? And then like you meet somebody who's like 6'4", and then you're just like, you must be Undertaker because I'm looking up to you.
It was Biker Taker era, so we have to think about like what time frame this was, how old this kid might have been.
He could
have been yarding at like 15.
Right. It's definitely early Gathering the Juggalos era when you think about that time. So
not for nothing, if he was at a Juggalo show, it's very possible he might have been on some form of products that made him
Viagra
believe this was all happening.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Not outside the realm of possibilities.
I've met a lot of people having some very interesting experiences at the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Oh, he could have absolutely just been tripping balls too.
Yeah, huh.
But
there's a lot of mushrooms.
Either that, or here's a yarder got knocked loopy and was like, "Whoa, man, how was the match?" He's like, "Oh, it's great. You tagged with Taker. It was fun."
But if that man is out there, I just want you to know I believe you and I have questions. I really do.
We're gonna interview him. We're gonna if you're out there.
We are ready to believe.
We're gonna get both of you guys on the couch, and we're just gonna let you guys have.
Please let us have a
segment.
round table discussion because I have been thinking about him.
We'll get him and other known backyarders that we know. And
this dude that's just like, I want to see what else he says.
And Sorg, we can make it a special. We can call it Yardigans with Cardigans and make everyone wear nice sweaters.
Yardigans with Cardigans.
Oh, I love it.
That might be a network special.
That's
kind
of
cute. I'm thinking about that. It doesn't involve food. It's.
But it does involve cardigans.
I mean, what would you eat with a cardigan? I don't know, what is a Mr. Rogers food? When
roast beef, mashed potatoes.
Roast beef, is that what
a permani sandwich?
A permani sandwich?
Yes,
the Tom Hanks movie had a scene where they're sitting in a Chinese restaurant downtown, so I don't like, that's all I can think of.
Right.
But
I'm just trying to think of stuff that wouldn't stain, because sweaters.
There you go.
Yeah.
Literally, the only food thing I remember from Mr. Rogers, really, is when they went to the caves and they showed where they grow the mushrooms, leading back into the Gathering story, but not those mushrooms. Like the actually the cave mushrooms that you grow for like pizzas.
Have you guys seen the Mr. Rogers statue that's down by Heinz Field?
The one in the Overlook and everything.
It's like down by the river.
Yeah.
It's
terrifying.
It
looks
that place that like constantly plays like Mr. Rogers music in the background. Like, it's ominous and terrifying.
There's usually children like climbing on it, and then I climb on it.
Yeah, but it was one of those things where like I went down there and we were like, oh, this will be nice. I've never seen this before. And then I walked in, I'm like, oh, this is really creepy. I'm like, I don't like this.
I gotta say, I do visit it at least once a year. Anytime I'm like, going like a couple times a year, I'll just go on a walk down like North Shore, to the Point or something like that, and I'll go visit. It's one.
He looks like he's melting.
It is a weird statue.
Yeah.
I would feel compelled to change my shoes in front of it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah. But it's because it's down from, it's down like past the Science Center and stuff or something.
It's literally like right across from Heinz Field.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, if you're on, just look up the Mr. Rogers Memorial statue, and here it is. If you guys are on video with us,
it's really weird looking.
Oh, okay, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's I'm like, yes, I've walked past that.
Yeah, you definitely been when we've been around you and stuff, right? So. It's just got this very like kind of jaggy shellac kind of like texture to it. It's like the method or something, right? Like it's definitely on purpose, but it's certainly like a little like
it's unique.
It is unique, just like Mr. Rogers, and he's looking at downtown, which is really cool. So, but yeah, we've done. I think we used to do stand-ups by it when we used to do the news show for. Pittsburgh Foundation with Chachi back in the day. We always found some pretty cool places. But what is this show about? What are we talking about? You know what? Wrestling. Wrestling's a thing. And you can find a lot of wrestling, including that history with the different belts we were talking about, over at indiewrestling.us. Ryse Wrestling with a Y is part of that. You can get our full back catalog of Ryse Wrestling, dating back to 2018. I think we first started hanging out down there. A good 2 years of Ryse Wrestling as part of the indiewrestling.network and indiewrestling.us VOD. Recently, of course, we've had the new recordings for Pro Wrestling Conquest and Prospect Pro Wrestling. New releases coming very soon, and actually not on the site yet, but if you follow our Vimeo, you may have been seeing some news around and I mentioned earlier, the Brian Pillman Memorial shows, that compilation done by the great Joe Nabrowski, and actually some of our cameramen that work with us here at indiewrestling.us had a hand in some of the editing of that as well. But it's a great piece. I got to work on the DVD and compilation parts of that myself, and it's just a fantastic batch. It's on VOD through our Vimeo. Like I said, Stone Cold Steve Austin's part of it. There's like Edge and Christian as a part of it. Like there's Eddie Guerrero's on it. It's again, it got people from WCW, WWEF at the time. Back in there was like 98, 99, 2000 to 2001. There's a new documentary on there with new interviews. As I mentioned last night, as I was seeing some of these interviews, the place where they interviewed them may look familiar if you watch Dark Order segments over on BTE with AEW. One thing that I kind of geeked out is receiving a little bit of Chris Jericho actually reading the eulogy for Brian Pillman as a part of the edition on that compilation as well. So it's a really good compilation, and of course, this is of course the anniversary of his death, and of course big news with the Dark Side of the Ring. Of course, part 1 is out there on YouTube. If you haven't had a chance to watch that yet, there for free. If you don't have Vice, there's an opportunity for that. But a lot of good stuff going on over that at indiewrestling.us. News shows, at least 2 new shows will be on VOD. At least 1 new show will be on the network this month with more content in the works. If you're doing that. And of course, you can start your 7-day free trial of indiewrestling.network. So one person you can see all over that network is, including, I almost said the name that we wanted to call it, but the Waffles with Women special. Or I think we said we wanted to call it Bacon with Bitches or something.
I love that.
So
I'd be down with that, yeah.
I didn't want to, I don't want to start with the harsh one, but we got to work people into it. So, but everybody was unanimous. You yourself, Katie Arquette, and Honey Badger were like, "No, Bacon with Bitches. Let's do
Bacon
this."
Bacon and Bitches is great.
So that'll be the Waffles with Women 2.
Bacon with Bitches.
Yes, Bacon with Bitches. So like it's part of the series. It's like Die Hard with a Vengeance. It's that sort of thing. But anyway, Ziggy, the big news, as we mentioned at the top of the show, you are the new Ryse Grand Champion.
Yes, I am.
And interesting circumstances where you won it not at a Ryse show.
I did not.
Actually,
no.
What?
I won it at MV Young's PolyAm Cult Party 3. I've been on all 3 of them, so that also made it very special. Won it in the rain. Had 2 matches, one at the very beginning, one at the very end. It was pretty brutal, but wouldn't change a thing. It was like an experience, and it was wild.
So you pulled a Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Also, it was like an 18 match show.
So at least you had a big gap in there.
Oh, that made it worse.
Oh, really?
It was so I was so wigged out through it because it had to be like 3 hours in between my matches.
Mm-hmm.
It had to be like 3 hours.
There was a point where I'm like, how many? And this happened with the last one too. I'm like, how many matches are on this show?
A lot.
You get through.
I mean, it's still like the whole thing, top to bottom, is incredibly good. Like it's a very fun show to watch.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
I'd have a lot more fun if I wasn't actively having an aneurysm the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I also realized, I'm pretty sure my match with Janai Kai is technically the first fully women's match for technically the Ryse title.
Right, because it was a qualifying match for you to see who meets David Lawless later in the night, correct?
Yes. And I wrestled London a lot. London and I wrestled in Challenge of the Champions. We did a lot of the Ryse ring, but we never had a match that had anything to do with, it was just her and I and the title. So that's actually pretty important too, where it was like a all women's qualifier for a top championship.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we've had you were on some of our intergender discussions. We had an Indie Mayhem show.
Yeah.
And we've had Marcus on here talking about Ryse Wrestling in the past. And there's always been that opening. You've actually competed for the Ryse title was that called Challenge of the Champions? That
I
match
believe,
that
was Challenge of the Champions.
It was like a 6-person tag-in elimination match for the title. It was a very interesting concept.
That was
a lot.
Me, David Lawless, London Ali, Pee-wee Smooth, Derek Dillinger, and Tony Johnson?
That sounds
Or
right.
Matt Connor.
Yeah.
Maybe everyone else in the locker room. I don't know.
It was like 2
I'm pretty sure it was
2 or 3 years ago.
It was a really long time ago.
It was a long time ago. So technically not the first time you competed for the title.
No.
But Marcus has talked about how this is a title that is not, they don't have a women's title there, right?
No.
And in the women, there's intergender matches all the time. I think you might have been in a qualifier for the championship tournament as well with Tony
That
Johnson.
actually that was the second time that I've had to wrestle twice in order to qualify for a title match. My first time I wrestled Mambo Italiano, the first match of the night, and then I was in the last match of the night in Challenge of the Champions. So yeah, it was history repeating itself, but in a backyard.
Absolutely, and we got that here. Of course, GoPro Wrestling providing the production over there on the Polycart called Party. Nope, that's just something random. That's after the match, I think, is going on there. Miscued, but no, it's a wild time. And I was at the second one. We have a little documentary that we put up with the IndieWrestling.us, and it's a really cool vibe. It's very inclusive.
Yeah.
And I love because, first when you did What Up in Brooklyn, you were a part of, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was in he said a tomato patch or something.
It was in a backyard in Brooklyn, which, as you can imagine, is as large as you would think.
Yeah, just I didn't know.
As in, it's not large.
I'm amazed a wrestling ring fit in it.
I didn't stick around to see how it got out.
No.
Didn't want to know.
No. How did this magic happen? And of course, for 2 and 3, he's moved here to Pittsburgh. But of course, there's a lot of talent coming from up there. I think a lot from that area, correct? It felt like everybody I talked to that I didn't know came from Brooklyn.
A lot of them did, yeah.
Yeah. So, definitely a really cool concept. Glad that he's brought it back to the Pittsburgh Poly Mansion.
Yes.
So there you go. There's a little bit of footage if you guys are on video here as well. Of course, Ryse Wrestling. I know they are in the works for returning to live shows. Of course, Pennsylvania. We just today. By the way, for those who don't know, in Pennsylvania, we just today got sort of an all clear at the end of the month that they're raising basically every restriction on businesses, except for masks. And there's a whole other thing with that.
Yeah.
But that we are literally I'm talking with people today, and we're trying to figure out what does this mean for wrestling. We got to see what the rules there, if they're going to be independent of that or not. But so hopefully that means we're going to see more, and we're going to see more of our friends and promotions returning to business as usual, or at least some version of that here very soon. Of course, Ryse, and of course now with Ziggy, you representing, is going to be pretty big going into that first show back.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's now just when can I defend it, I guess. It's weird not having a time frame for that, but understandable.
I have to ask because, of course, we, as things were shutting down last year, we did get a notice from Sterling that both Tony Johnson and the main event, who have been popping up on AEW lately, were stripped of their titles. So do you have any feelings towards Tony losing the title and what that can lead into? Does he get a shot down the line? I mean, you guys did have a match before, leading to which actually led to him winning his first championship.
Yeah, I think Tony is a fantastic wrestler. I love wrestling Tony. He is great to compete with in the ring, and if he wants to be and probably deserves to be the first person to come after the title, then absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm catching up with the chat here a little bit. But
y'all okay in
we
there?
do have a question from our conversation earlier. So is syrup next after waffles and bacon for our Waffles with Women special?
Syrup with sluts. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, all right. I wasn't gonna go
I mean,
there.
I think that's a different kind of show.
I love it.
We're trying to be positive, right?
It is positive.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? Sexual.
The Syrup Sisters.
The syrup. Oh.
Yeah, that's good.
It also could turn into something else, but
I wasn't gonna go there, but yeah.
Yes.
It's a different kind of mukbang.
You're right. You're absolutely
what if
correct.
we just turn these into mukbangs? Well, just
no, Sorg. That's the finale. That's like your Avengers Endgame.
The very last one.
So like we do our 3 episodes
where all the talking is done. It's just a mukbang.
Yeah. I was like, so we do like you guys like do your conversation over the 3 episodes, and then like at the end of the 3rd episode, and we just like, hey guys, turns out we have all the rest of this stuff. Boom.
Yeah. And it's just a culmination of everyone that's ever been on any of those tables. It's like 45 people just sitting in a room eating.
There you go. And we can record some additional ASMR to go along with it, as we've discussed in the past. Mukbangs and mamas, says Team Hammerfist in the chat room.
So you have to get like legit. My brain immediately went to like you have to get like legitimate mothers.
I don't know too many.
I don't either.
I don't know too many mothers in independent wrestling.
Me neither.
Like that are still wrestling, at least. Like that's not.
You shouldn't.
Well, no. See, here's how you get around that. You get badass women and call them mothers. You know, like.
I guess
that only works with a New York accent, Mike.
Exactly.
First of all.
Okay, so I'll deliver the title for the thing and then dip back.
All right. Then.
I still like Syrup Sisters.
Syrup Sisters. I feel like there's like I feel like
that's something you probably shouldn't Google.
It feels like
oh, absolutely not.
Like
absolutely
I
not.
think of like Blood Brothers, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Now I'm gonna Google.
But you're like somebody has that, and I'm really afraid. Please vet that before you go.
I have a really bad one that we'll save for Patreon.
Okay, all right. The off-color ones we'll put on Patreon.
Okay, so
wait.
Syrup Sisters was okay to Google, by the way.
Oh, good.
Okay,
it just brought up these sisters in Oklahoma that make their own syrup.
Oh, I like that. I like that. That's nice.
Oh, so we might have a trademark problem, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well,
so.
no, it didn't even seem like they were real sisters, so I don't think they have a trademark.
They're fake sisters? What the fuck?
That was wholesome and really unexpected.
I know, right? I'm glad.
Here's another suggestion updated from Team Hammerfist. How about mukbangs and mamacitas?
Yes. You're only allowed to talk about Eddie Guerrero in China, though.
Solid. I can do that.
I like this. This is a concept. This is a good concept. I like this.
It's actually all of us just eating in silence watching Eddie Guerrero matches.
Think of the SE. Yes. Think of the SEO with Syrup Sisters. Let's see wow. Anyways,
I want Syrup Sisters to translate to the pay-per-view that we eventually run. Like the Syrup Sisters versus the Brunch Boys.
Who's the Brunch Boys then? Ziggy, by the way, since you've been on the show last, apparently Matt Carlins and Bradley, Hale Bradley, decided that they were going to run their own independent wrestling show with their stimmy checks.
That's a very cheap wrestling show.
Oh, you haven't heard our booking yet.
The stimmy checks were not that much. It was not enough.
Hey, it's almost $3,000 for a show.
Matt does have kids.
He does have kids as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Then we're
checks
good.
it out,
Then
yeah.
he's good. He's good. Carry on.
Yes. Okay. We're good. And I think Bradley's just really good with money. So, but I mean, you've seen how he dresses. Wow.
Love it. Love it.
I love you, Bradley.
You've seen how he dresses.
Well, Ronnie is like refereeing the whole show.
Apparently, I'm facing Benjamin for the the Butterfinger Championship too.
Oh
I
shit!
don't know if you
God, which name is he now? Victor Benjamin.
Yeah, we discussed this the other day on Twitter. It was actually
I saw
a big
that.
deal.
Is that as you or as Super Loco Hot Cocoa?
I think it's going to be Super Loco Hot Cocoa versus Victor Benjamin.
That'd be great if it was you. If it was you.
No, you know what you guys should do. You should have a match where there's a Butterfinger hanging from the ceiling.
Butterfinger on a pole match.
Yes, but to win the match, you have to make the other person touch it, and then you defeat them because nobody better lay a finger on your Butterfinger.
Mm-hmm.
I
want it to be this big finish where he screams at me, "You'll never touch my Butterfinger!" Then I just die and implode.
You just fall.
And then we have to find a new referee.
So it's a Butterfinger poke of doom match.
Who did we? Badger wanted to fight somebody too.
Mickey James.
Was it
Or
Mickey?
no, that was
No, Tati wants to fight Mickey James.
Tati
I
wants to
love
fight
that.
Mickey James.
Of
I don't
course,
think
we will make that happen.
I don't
Yeah,
think we can
easily.
afford Mickey James, but
With your stimmy money? No.
with my stimmy money, be like, yeah, hey,
Because I'd also like to pay my electric bill.
yes.
I mean, I think if we gave her a nice suitcase to bring her gear home in, that's a step up.
Just no trash bags, man. Don't
Step
be a dick.
up, yeah.
Oh no. It was Badger versus Maki Ito. Yes.
Oh, I love
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. That might be half of the stimmies. No, it's gonna be more than half the stimmy.
Oh, that's-
the flight is gonna be a stimmy. So that's
Well, then we just have to schedule it when she's already in the area.
okay.
That way we don't have
And
to worry
we
about the flight.
plan
When
accordingly.
Maki Ito from Japan, who I think knows English that I'm aware of, happens to be around Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Sure.
sure it'll happen.
Let's just stranger things have happened. I mean,
You're right.
Yeah, several
strange.
seasons of it.
it's just
That was
Shut
clever.
up. Shut up.
I can't.
You're really
I
turning
can't.
this chat upside down.
I'm here all week, folks.
Oh,
Remember your
no.
waiters and waitresses.
Stand up comedian.
Jeez.
Spectacular.
This is where we workshop our material here. So,
We're like Mystery Science Theater without the science.
Or the mystery.
No, excuse me, I am a scientist.
he is a scientist. He is.
But we don't talk about it.
We don't. No.
No, I don't, because what fun is that?
You're right. So it's Mystery Science Theater, but only the theater.
No mystery, no science, just theater. There you go.
We're telling cheesy jokes, the worst we can find. La la la.
Matt Carlins is like, I don't know what we were talking about, but he said, did Brad okay this? So, and
He means you absolutely roasting his clothing choices.
he's gonna listen later. And but yeah,
Do we approve his shorts and his tucked in shirt?
I'm gonna also say, Bradley, do you see how I dress? Come on.
But Sorg, you're representing your brand.
You have to.
Okay, generally how I dress. So,
I'm wearing Zubas right
also,
now.
I want to point out
I wish I was wearing
how many
Zubas
years
right now.
old this shirt is, and I really need a new one for the brands. But anyways, well, on that point, while we may not be able to keep our lights on after we do the Stimmy Check show. Also, I didn't get a Stimmy check, so I'm out. Like, I'm not assisting with this one. So
I got both of mine at once because it came with my tax return.
Oh yeah, that's what
Because-
I hear.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Because I found out recently that for years I was giving people the wrong social security number.
What?
Wow.
I was committing like absolute fraud, but didn't realize it.
Oh no!
Holy shit.
So my first one didn't come because I wasn't a person that existed.
Wow.
I have so many questions I probably shouldn't ask on the
Man,
air.
so wait, are you the first non-existent person to win a wrestling championship?
I mean, I got the stimmies by the time that I got it, and everything was changed. So I once again became a person seen by the government by the time I won the
so
title.
technically, you're the youngest person ever to win a championship.
Yes, I was just born.
According to the
Hey,
government.
congratulations!
Hey!
I'm so happy you're alive now.
Thank you.
There you go. There you go. Fantastic. Jeez.
The day that I gave the dude that does my taxes the actual number, that man probably wants to kill me, by the way. This man that my poor grandparents have hired to do the family's taxes, and he's just like, okay, your stupid ass granddaughter. We need to talk to her.
We need to have a conversation here.
She carried the one for some reason. We don't know why.
Yeah, they're like, we don't know where she went wrong.
I think this is another show idea, title idea from Team Hammerfist. Jelly Toast and Jewish Space Lasers.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll accept that. Yes.
Okay. I don't know where
I'm literally the only person that can be on it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like where did I don't know what else we have on with you. Maybe it's just maybe you just host the show. That's your
okay.
talk show now.
I've thought about it. I've thought about dabbling.
In a talk show?
I've thought about stand-up comedy.
Really?
Yeah. It would either be really good or really bad.
We should see if Matt Light will throw you on as an opener, as a test or a run there.
I would love that because, like I said, it'll either be really good or really bad.
And
you can't be any worse than Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
If anything, I'm going to be at least one of the best professional wrestlers turned stand-up comedians.
I understand Rob Van Dam wasn't very good either.
Because he's so high.
Yeah.
How is he going to finish a bit?
Poor Matt. I think poor Matt opened for him multiple times. So, but I don't think that was a good experience. I can't remember. I'm sure it was a good experience. But
yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was a good experience, but not like a good experience.
Yeah, it was an experience. It's like Blackcraft Wrestling. Well, it was an experience.
It was there.
It was there.
It was a thing.
It was.
It happened.
Yeah.
Can't say fairer than that.
I can't remember. I'm asking this question out of turn, but were you at Blackcraft Wrestling? Because I feel like everybody was in that battle royal.
Me? No.
Yes.
I wasn't at either.
Like,
of
yo,
them.
when Corey Futuristic came out with a Tron on an iPay-per-view, I'm
Shit
just like,
myself.
what the fuck is happening right
Shit
now?
myself.
Yeah.
So,
No, I wasn't there. I don't. I'm sure I can talk about it now because it's so far gone, and I don't even know if I've never seen the finished product. I don't know where they exist. They had little vignettes that they filmed.
Yeah.
They did one for Matt Justice, and then they did one. I think they were the ones that they finished were all for Matthew Justice or something.
Yeah.
But I did one that was it was me and Calvin Couture just showed up unannounced. By the way, we were just told you can show up and get money if you become an extra, and we were like, bet, and did so.
That sounds like a lot of how this promotion was running.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
So we showed up. It was the scariest middle of nowhere school. You could not put a gun to my head and tell me where this was. I do not know where we went. But we had to put on druid costumes and stand around the ring. And
in the school, and this wasn't out in the woods.
Oh no, this was the second day was out in the woods.
Right.
I didn't go to that one because I had seen enough after the first day. Because what happened, they did the thing where it was everything was filmed, everything was good. We all basically just wore cloaks and druid costumes. I'd like to see it because you can probably just see my tiny ass in the middle of all these druids. It probably doesn't look right.
Yeah.
But there was a point where everyone had to throw chairs in the ring onto Matthew Justice. I hope it was caught on camera, but I went to throw a chair into the ring and it hit the top rope and came back and hit me. And I have never no-sold something harder in my life. I panic no-sold. I was just oh, nope, go. was. But the nice thing is, I was a druid,
So
and no one would have ever known.
I found this video. I think this
Wait,
is it.
Is it?
Is this scene
Yes.
familiar?
Oh my God. Yes. This is exactly it.
So they
oh my
showed
God.
this.
Tom Dunn was there.
I want to tell you, they showed this during, like, at the live show during
Holy
the pay-per-view, like after his match.
I've never seen this in my life.
Which is so weird.
I was paid $20 to be in this.
And so this is, and I think there's a shorter version of
That
this.
they sent to me like a month later.
So this is like there's a full match. It's the Join the Cult episode 2, and I think they showed an abbreviated version of this later in the show, which is weird since the guy just won the cup thing that did whatever, and
oh
he
my
rejected.
God, I can't believe that video
and
exists.
Was Pinhead a part of this?
He was.
Yes.
He was the Dark Priest or something like
right,
that?
but was he at this shoot for this? I don't think
so. No,
So-
I don't think Pinhead was there.
Didn't they crucify him and slit his throat or something?
Yeah, that was
no,
much later on.
They crucified a guy. Ravina.
I know him.
Yeah,
Ravina.
I am aware of him too. I saw him at the Gathering, and then they actually did a show up here. Oh no, you were there that night when they were doing their show.
Yeah,
up here.
no, he's like such a cool dude, but he
Yeah.
does a lot of like the crazy like body mod stuff. So I guess like they found him and they were like, would you do this? And he's like,
He was
yeah,
doing
whatever.
when they were doing the PCO things where they were like cutting him and stuff. Like that
He was there, yeah.
he was the guy doing it to him, right?
Because they knew he could do it safely. Yeah.
So he has like a band, and he does like during the set, he like hangs from chains and stuff.
Yeah, he
And-
also like helps people that get into like when people that like hang by the hooks and stuff like
Yeah.
that. He does that with people as well.
Yeah.
So like
that's what in the Gathering they would just have like a time when they'd just come out and do their swinging and stunts and fire breathing while swinging and
Yeah,
stuff.
him and his wife,
it
they're
was like
crazy.
this is the shit I go to the Gathering and Jellos for. Is like I want to see some shit that I don't see every day.
Yeah, I want to
and
see
that is it. Fire
psychotic
breathers
things.
and this and midget strippers, and it's crazy.
love
and
that.
that's the Gathering, and that's why I fucking go, because I'm just like I just want to go see some wild shit.
Yeah.
And be around juggalos and watch them do wild shit, and that's it.
I still
and
can't
there's
believe
wrestling.
you found that
and there's,
video.
And there's wrestling. Yeah.
I
so
can't believe
here
that
it is.
video.
So there's your.
This is this is the moment.
This is it. That was the end of it. It fades
Wait,
out.
one of these is me.
One of
I can't tell you.
that one looks tiny.
One of them is also Megan Myers.
Of course.
So I don't.
I'm not worried about a takedown notice for this one.
I mean, if they
so
wanna
yeah,
come
they're in a
through.
ring. There's druids, and they're just like tearing. They're doing the Nexus thing. It's appropriate this week. They're tearing the ring apart. They're pulling off. They're basically the ring crew. The fans are loving it.
I have such a weird,
They look familiar.
like, vague memory of this.
Yeah.
There were like 3 fans there that they tried to make look like a lot, and I was
So-
like, "This is gonna look
So
stupid."
it looks like a typical indie show in West
I was
Virginia.
gonna say it looks
Yeah.
like a show in 2021.
Yeah.
No, it looks exactly like that.
I think I just got footage from this show. I
They're
don't
all
know.
very social distance.
Yeah.
Ugh,
That's great.
this-
Ronnie's like
Uh,
I remember this show.
Yeah, literally.
I paid for this, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Can you believe they charged $20?
Yeah.
You know, there was a time where I thought, Blackcraft Wrestling was going to be fun.
Oh yeah.
It was.
I mean, I was really shit-faced at the Pittsburgh show. Like, I'm talking, like, stupidly shit-faced, where I was heckling our friends as I was sitting in
Oh
the
my
crowd.
god, I remember seeing you in the front row. Oh yeah.
Dude, I was heckling the shit
Well, I
out
mean,
of everybody.
if the other shows look like that, I don't think it mattered what row you were sitting in.
But I will
Heckles
say,
will be heard.
if you go back and look at the cards for those shows,
They're
they
nuts.
aged like fucking milk.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many people on those cards that you're like, never want to see you again.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
yeah.
those cards
So-
age
Yeah.
like milk.
Yeah, it's like
Okay, my big question about the Blackcraft thing is, does anybody know if that cameraman fucking died when he fell off the
we don't
scaffolding?
know. Like we had I have multiple conversations with Matt Light about this. He's like, I don't know what happened to that
Wait,
guy.
what happened?
So the first oh god, we're going so off stuff. At the first Blackcraft show that was here in Pittsburgh, it's at the Priory over on the north side.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which is this crazy church-like
It's
building.
beautiful,
It was
yeah.
amazing, and it's like, and listen. We know one of the guys involved. He was involved in our promotion here, and I kept asking him, I was like, do you need help? Like, do you need a camera guy or something? Just be like seriously, do you need help with this? Because I remember what you did before, right? And I'm just like, I'm thinking like how, I don't have an idea of the scale of this thing yet. That they're doing all these shoots like you were doing at that point. So I show up and I see a full-on TV production truck, and I'm like, That's why I didn't get an answer.
You're like,
okay,
well?
I guess I'm out of. Nope, I'm just a local guy. Okay. So they're doing this, and they have like a camera guy on the side on like a scaffolding, and they're doing.
And this was over by the door.
Over
on
by the
left.
one door. And I think it like maybe it was the first actual match because they had a couple like maybe 2 or 3 pre-show matches that were live. And then they went to the pay-per-view, and it was the 4-way, which I think was the one where G-Raver jumped off of the... it was the 4-way ladder match with Matt Justice.
G-Raver, G-Ravered.
G-Ravered off of the balcony, and they missed it live on the pay-per-view. But unrelated,
Aww.
so there was like some... They did hit the replay or whatever. There was some big spot ladder thing, and then you hear another slam, and then I look over, and like there's no camera guy. And the camera is just like dangling.
Oh my god!
You know, it's one of those big those big TV cameras.
What a sickening visual!
It was just like, what the fuck just happened? And we're like looking over, and then you see a couple guys rush, but they're like kind of coming in the side door. And then like somebody went to climb up and like try to man the camera.
Yeah.
And then like a cop or a security there was like, no, like do not fucking go up there again. Like it was waving them back down. So they had like no.
Yo, he
extra
was abducted by aliens.
And we're like, what happened to this dude? Is he alive? Is he okay? He wasn't a young guy, you know? It was like, you know, so
he was abducted by aliens.
And that is the biggest mystery out of all the mysteries of Blackcraft Wrestling.
That's so funny.
Is what,
oh my
like,
God.
we're just like,
well, it's not funny. I hope he's okay.
They did
but...
this wild shit at WrestleMania and this, and they lost all this money and whatever, and then it's like, yeah, but what happened to that fucking camera guy?
Yeah,
like from your first show. Yeah. Like that's what I want to know
because
that's
never seen again.
Like, I'm like, did somebody literally get sacrificed for your fucking company?
Legit.
I don't know, right? So
that's why it went so wrong because like the universe was just like atone for your sins.
Listen, man. I find myself moderately religious, but you know, I will not. I think it's great marketing to have a wrestling is real, God is fake shirt, but I don't feel comfortable with that. Although I love the idea of the shirt, but I'm just saying when you have that and then somebody actually has a horrible accident during your show, maybe it's a sign.
Not like of course they had like horrible accidents, but when you have like a horrible accident, like a legitimate something bad happens.
Yes. We went from somebody legitimately falling from a scaffolding and disappearing apparently,
and then they went, "Yo, next show, let's slit a dude's throat."
So you guys,
you know
are
what's gonna be
saying that
sick?
Someone should have said, "I've got a bad feeling about this."
And I gotta say, and I'm so glad I dodged this bullet, but I was asked to film.
Oh Jesus!
And if I would have said yes and didn't have another job that weekend on the other side of the country,
you'd be screwed.
I would have been filming Blackcraft Wrestling.
But what a fun story that would be, Sorg.
on WrestleMania weekend at the infamous show. Like
what a fun story that would be.
I would have quit wrestling after that experience. From
Me
the
too,
sounds of it.
honestly.
I think I would have been like, no, I'm
Me
done.
too. Like
Fuck
that whole
this.
show was just infamous.
Like, I think the wildest part was like being like actively like texted in real time with,
what
like,
was happening.
What was happening.
Oh, wow.
People are like, yo, this dude was just, we're kicked out. Like, this guy literally still has his gear on. People had to leave, like, people like were like leaving with their boots like half laced because they were like, you need to get
the
out.
fans. I know the fans were trying to help run the cord to get the pay-per-view going. Like they were like fans were passing the cord over for stuff and everything. So like it was wild.
That's one of those shows that it's like, if you ever feel like you've done something in wrestling that didn't go great, at least it didn't go like that.
At least it wasn't on that sort of stage, right?
Yeah.
Like
if you think that you absolutely shit the bed, you didn't.
Like, listen, we've all made mistakes. Like I make mistakes every Tuesday. But you know. But then you're just like, did I make like that scale of a mistake?
But it's okay because we can all make fun of them shitting the bed and being terrible because do you know how rich they are? They still have so much money.
Yeah, that's right too. That's
I'm like
well, not like that guy is doing okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I wish y'all the best. It sucks that happened, but also you shit the bed.
Yeah, but everything working for them, you know, like you know, Matt and other people were just like, I thought this was gonna be a thing.
No, it really sucks for people that thought that they were getting like a possible like sustainable work environment, because
Yeah.
I feel like that is really what it was growing towards, because it was such a high production
And
value.
how many people, like, Victor, we mentioned earlier, he was in a prominent thing there. It was getting showcased, and I think it was one of maybe the first things. And he was getting into a show thing with the singer from the band that they showcased, right? Like half of the people there were there for the band for that first night.
Dude, those shows are so fun. I love going to shows where like LVAC shows that they do in like upstate Pennsylvania and stuff like that near Philly. It's like those shows. It's literally like dudes, like come in to watch a punk band, but there just happens to be wrestling before, and like those shows are so fun. That's where I wrestled in a match with Orange Cassidy.
Nice.
And half those people, it was like either they were there because Orange Cassidy was there, or there was a punk band afterwards, and no one had any idea what was going on, but it was so fun.
And there was some VOW first one I went to. They had like some metal. Like black metal band that played on intermission, and half the crowd was like, "I'm here for Sabu, and I don't know what the fuck is going on over there," So, and then like that's always, a weird, mix.
I actually was recently having this conversation again, completely not in the direction we should be going, probably, but do you have a weird Sabu story?
Do I?
Because I feel like everyone has a weird Sabu story.
Do I have a weird Sabu story?
I feel like everyone that's breathed near professional wrestling has a strange
I don't know about it. I mean, there was in a Sabu match, I believe I have weird stories about shows that Sabu was on.
Yeah, me too.
I remember the first time I heard Sabu talk.
Oh yeah,
freaked
that's
me out. So
terrifying.
for me, okay, wait, no, I do have some stories.
I'm telling.
First of all,
it's
they did a Madman Pondo school, which was usually just him doing hardcore shit to people, and they had like people that wanted to be wrestlers or probably were a little bit trained or something would go try out kind of for them. It was at the gathering, and there'd be a panel of a few guys and be like, Pondo and somebody, and like Sabu was on there, and he was just like talking, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's like what 2002 or 3 at that point, and I'm like, what do you mean Sabu talks? Like what is happening here?
Yeah.
It's like, I know we're completely exposing the business over here, but Sabu ain't supposed to talk, So
honestly, it's one of those things where like when you first hear him talk, that's the first time you realize that you've never heard Sabu
Yes!
talk.
Yes! Like Bill Alfonso ain't here. What's going on? The other thing is, I went to the Arnold Classic. I went with Matt Carlins when he worked for somebody else, and we were filming some stuff for local TV here, and we interviewed several members of the NXT roster at the time. So Corey Graves, Claudio was there. God, Claudio. Cesaro was there. He was injured at the time. Baron Corbin, Alexa Bliss, and it was like that thing where like NXT was happening over here in this corner of the conference. So we're walking around, and I'm just like, that's fucking Sabu in a suit, and like his like lady. God, what was she wearing? It was like some wild like pink shit, and I was just like, I don't know. You ever seen his girlfriend or something?
Super Genie?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just a wild sight. Yeah, I think he was like in this like crazy like not a suit, but it was like pin, like it was like plaid almost, if I remember. It's just. I don't know. I'm a little foggy on this. It was a
what
weird
a memorable
weekend.
human being.
Yeah, and just like, what the fuck did that just walked by Sabu.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm sorry. That is.
I love that.
Yeah. Well, we've gone off the rails.
Well, anyway.
Anyways, let's get to some business, and then we have some homework, and then we have what we learned, and I'm sure we'll have 3 offshoots about mukbang somewhere in the meantime. In the meantime, speaking of mukbangs, you know what you can do that with? Our friends at Slice on Broadway. SliceOnBroadway.com, here in 4 locations in Pittsburgh area: Beachview, Carnegie, East End, North Hills. I'm trying to figure out what's a good pizza name for our next women's discussion roundtable now.
I'm not going to say it.
No. Sorry about that. So
Pizza Posse. Come on.
Pizza Posse. Thank you.
We don't need to make it vulgar. We could, but we don't need to.
No. Classy around here.
Yeah.
Right. So, check them out. New York City style. Yins are made, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting for a good 10 years. Jeez, they've been with us at this point. So thank you for supporting the show. We're going to take a quick break and be right back after these messages with our homework.
What's up? It's the Gigabyte Grizzly Brohemian, and this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. Because if I see you without one, I'm going to pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
For a foot or an inch, yeah, I fight for you all is the truth, and I'm in, yeah, I fight for referee.
The world of pro wrestling, it's bigger than ever. So how can you possibly keep up with everything that's happening? Just pro wrestling news. Don't fear falling behind. Give us just 5 minutes every morning, and we'll catch you up on the biggest news in the world of pro wrestling. No filler, no rumors, no spoilers, no pop-ups. Just pro wrestling news. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app or tell your smart speaker to play the Just Pro Wrestling News podcast. Find out more. Go to justprowrestlingnews.com.
Wrestling Mayhem show still rocking here, and maybe we'll actually talk about some wrestling. If you have a Sabu story, please hit us up at Good Times.
Let me know.
Good. Hit up Ziggy Haim.
Let me know personally.
Give Ziggy Haim on the Twitters.
The only Sabu story I have was it was a Sabu match where the first time I was allowed to curse in front of my father.
Oh,
nice.
Yes.
I love it.
Right.
Because obviously he botched a spot.
And it was full of shit, right?
Yeah, and everyone chanted, "You fucked up," and I just looked at my dad and he was like, "You can say it, just don't tell your mom."
I love that. That's adorable.
I love it. But if you have a story, hit us up at goodtimes@wrestlingmayhemshow.com or hit us on that hotline 412-207-WMS0. I think I got that right.
206.
206. Oh, yeah. It's on the website, wrestlingmayhemshow.com.
Yeah.
All that stuff's on there. So,
put it in your phone under your ex-girlfriend's name.
Yes. So we have homework. No, we're not using that P word in the chat room. Just some random stuff. Like Alex let us know that he bought a 1916 Fiat today. What the hell?
I don't know. If
Are
that's
you
is
guys
that a real
okay?
thing.
Is everybody? Are you guys okay in the chat room? I just.
What year is it?
What year is it? Yeah.
Like, I
indeed.
know that we're not okay, but are you guys okay?
Jeez.
Is
Jeez.
anyone okay?
I'm fully
No.
aware that I'm not, but I just want to know if you guys are.
Ziggy Haim, the Ryse Wrestling Grand Champion, on her championship media tour with us. Thank you for stopping by. I know you have many, many, many appointments.
Absolutely. Just all of the Pittsburgh media outlets hitting me up.
That's right. That's right.
All
So,
of my press conferences.
Yes. Yes. All the media calls, all the station identifications and everything.
But the thing is, honestly, if people hit me up, I'm not going to lie. A lot of the time, I'll just be like, no.
So we're the ones you said yes to. I feel good about that.
Because, like, if I don't have to leave my house, and if it's not something that I'm particularly jazzed about, I'm just like, no.
That's what this
okay.
that's what this last year has done to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine if someone was like, hey, I have, like, this media, like, you're going to be on, like, Fox News, blah, 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 and I was just like, that's okay.
You're gonna do the Tonight Show with Fallon.
You should be like, are they coming to my house to interview me?
Yeah, I'm
No?
like, can I
Then
do
I'm
it
like,
from
whatever.
my bedroom?
Yeah.
Can I bring my dogs?
Oh boy, how is the dog doing, by the way?
They're good.
Good.
Yeah. they're
Good. That's one thing I missed, but I didn't know if you brought them to the show, but
They did come. Yeah.
They did come. Oh,
Yeah.
Good. The PolyAm cult party.
They
tradition.
sat in the car for a while.
Oh.
I mean, it was raining.
It was yeah.
but,
That was probably
like,
better.
they didn't really care.
Yeah. No, they seem very laid back. So.
No, Ozzy hates it. He
Mhm.
does that type of, like, human interaction, like, relatable, does not want to be part of it.
Oh wow.
But then it started raining, and he didn't want to be part of that either. So we just, like, pulled the car around, and I was like, okay, you guys can hang out in here. And they were like, thank you.
So the poor dogs with social anxiety. Anyways, of course, Ronnie Starks, the Grizzled Toy Vet, and future referee of the Stimmy Check Party.
And,
Stimmy Check Party. I like that.
I also applied to adopt a dog today.
Oh, yay! and you have a show to promote. This is weird. What is this?
Yeah, I just decided that I'm going to do a one-off for KSWA 5 minutes away from my house.
There you go. See, that's kind of like your thing, Ziggy, right? Because he just like, I'm only going to work if it's 5 minutes from my house.
Literally, yeah. I'm like, if you want me to put that much effort in, I don't want to go that far.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm about 95% sure I'm going to vlog the entire show.
Good.
The entire show?
I'm going to vlog everything I do from the moment I leave my house.
Okay.
That 5-minute drive.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna, vlog backstage and probably piss people off.
Yeah, I'd say, are you supposed to do that? I still don't think you're supposed to do that, right? I don't know.
I mean,
I don't...
Guys, I've never worked with 95% of the people at KSWA, so it's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine. It's at like a tavern or something too. So I'm just like, what is this? Like,
I love that,
dude. We're all gonna have some drinks afterwards. We're gonna get some wings.
Okay.
It's gonna be a good time.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Oh,
We're
good.
gonna have fun.
I intend to be there. I think we're gonna have some Mayhem population there hanging out too. It's just good to see a wrestling show.
It's gonna be really fun. The layout where they're having it is really nice too.
That's good. I haven't just watched a wrestling show since, well, technically June, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it counts. Ronnie, you were there. So
what did we do in June?
They were tapings in June, and
real
weren't
shoot.
They weren't
yeah.
fans. Okay, I wasn't gonna say, but okay.
So,
they were doing great.
Hey, Tim, how you doing?
They're doing great stuff, but I just didn't want to, but no, like a good show with fans. Like literally the last show with fans that
It's been a long time.
Was NXT last February.
The last NXT at Full Sail.
The last
Sorg.
NXT at Full Sail. I'm sorry.
Sorg, you were the canary in the coal mine.
Apparently I was. Okay, and I was and thinking about how close we all sat on those bleachers too.
Oh, it's so gross
like
now.
you're on top of each other the way they stacked you at Full Sail.
It's gonna be so weird.
I don't want to go back to that. Like, I was okay until I got to Denver Airport, and then I was like, oh, there's too many people. Like, this is too many people. I don't care if they all got masks on. This is just not. That's not okay. That and Walmart. Fuck Walmart. Anyways, I get everything delivered. What are we doing now? We're gonna do homework. That's what we're gonna do. Damn it. We do have a homework for this week. It was a Ring of Honor, and it was a match. It was between Kenny Omega and Tyler Black, one Seth Rollins, and the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, now Daniel Bryan, if you couldn't figure that one out. It was, I want to see if I can get the location on this one too. I just know that Kenny Omega was local.
It was in Toronto.
Local competitor Kenny Omega, local star, trying to make it in a Ring of Honor against these pros. I think both of them, maybe maybe Tyler wasn't yet Ring of Honor champions. Daniel definitely was. But it was a three-way match. It was a fun match.
Yeah,
it was weird.
Yeah, it was.
It
bizarre.
was weird. By the way, do not miss those ROH crowds.
Weird.
Why? What's wrong with ROH crowds?
Everything.
They were annoying.
This was 2008's Bound by Hate.
The biggest thing I took from it was that in the opening, when he did the double cattle mutilation, the crowd chanted "Holy shit!" I was like, that's all it took?
It was in the beginning of the match too. And honestly,
it was 2 moves in.
He didn't even have the move cinched in.
No.
He didn't even have the move. Like, if he had grabbed both of their inner arms at the same time, okay, that would be wildly effective.
Well, the wrestling technical professional Mad Mike is
Sorg, I know what the cattle mutilation is. He didn't have the move hooked in.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, unless
I just love
Kenny Omega and Tyler Black were conjoined twins, that's the only way that really works. If they couldn't separate from each other underneath him, because they absolutely could.
There's a little image for you guys on video of the double cattle mutilation.
No, they did separate. That's how he broke the thing. Tyler Black moved to his side, so I was like, that wasn't even that. Okay, sure. I was like, whatever makes you guys happy.
And there was one asshole that just kept trying to get himself over, screaming that the dragon is overrated.
I heard that too, and I was like, "What the hell?"
I'm like, this is why I didn't go to ROH shows.
This is the reason.
Wasn't chanting Super Dragon.
Yeah. You definitely do. It does strike you as an overly smart crowd trying to own the show a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which now that was the cool. Then it was kind of the cool thing.
Sorg,
right?
They chanted, "You're gonna get your fucking head kicked in."
Yeah.
You're gonna get your fucking head kicked in.
that was standard in 2008. I think I heard that at local shows.
Fun ROH fact for you guys. I went to an ROH show in Pittsburgh. This was when SJK was getting looks from ROH.
Yeah.
I saw Bryan Danielson versus Kenta at a Ring of Honor show.
Oh,
nice.
Oh boy.
And it was a fucking barn burner.
Was that the one time they were at court time?
It was.
I missed that for some reason, unfortunately.
It was a fucking barn burner, dude.
Yeah. Because I don't think I saw them until they were doing Rush Driver Ice Garden or something. So, no, you see, always good shows whenever they come in. But that was it was the next ECW type crowd, right?
Absolutely.
In that era. So
Absolutely.
I mean, it was like the. Also, wild. This is an era where if you were following Ring of Honor, you were probably regularly buying tapes, not tapes, but DVDs at least, maybe tapes. Actually,
it might have been tapes. Yeah, 2008, probably tapes.
Yeah, it was still tapes.
Yeah. That makes sense.
One part of the match that I thought was really funny, when the one point where Omega and Tyler Black teamed up, Omega screamed, "Yeah, new Age of the Fall!"
Yeah, Age of the Fall was Tyler Black's team at the time. They had Jimmy Jacobs and
I don't remember.
Sarah, wasn't Sarah Del Rey maybe a part of it or something? So it was like, it was like the emo kids of Ring of Honor. So
Love it.
It was basically their gimmick from the MTV wrestling.
They were the Hot Topic guys.
American History X. Or no, American History X.
American History X.
I don't know where that came from.
Wrestling
It was
Society
weird.
X.
It was weird. They started finishing the match by curb stomping people on the curb.
Show's got takeover, right?
So
Where do you think Strilla's got the curb stomp from?
Had to get in.
oh no, yeah, but it was that like there's a like the one show. Actually, no, the first show I probably went was with you, Mike, up at Manhattan Center, Hammerstein Ballroom, and I think it was probably around this era actually. Yeah, so I mean, it was a nice throwback to that kind of thing. Also, like what we were talking beforehand, like you ever see like somebody early on and you're like, this person's never going to be believable as a wrestler, like a famous wrestler guy. Like that's Kenny in this phase.
He looks so strange.
Yes.
Kenny had the Isaac Yankem haircut back then.
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
He
did. Yeah. Like there's a lot of unfortunate things. Like and this is probably around the area. Like there's a southern on the network when that still existed for us in America. If you want to look at it,
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in R.I.P. American WWE Network. But if you still want to watch the network, I got a great tutorial over on our YouTube channel about using a VPN. Just saying. To see all that stuff. But yeah, no, it was definitely still a finding himself young local upstart. He had Japanese on his singlet, so so I guess
I don't think he had been to Japan yet.
Doubt it at this point, right? So, but I mean,
dude, he had to work his way up in Japan. He wrestled that little girl, and then he wrestled that blew up dummy. Do you guys remember that thing? Like, he had to work his way up to being the IWGP
a
heavyweight
real
champion.
human being.
A real human being. Wrestling real human beings, right?
Wrestling a grown adult.
So yeah, man, that young boy system is real weird over there, isn't it?
Scary.
So, but no, it was a really fun three-way match. I think everybody was in like a really great spot with this. I mean, I think Tyler Black was in like full on, like he had to been hitting his ROH stride at this point, right, Mike?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, around 2008. That sounds accurate.
Mm-hmm. So, man, I don't know what else to say about it. Like, I mean, do you guys see any shades of what is, what you would see eventually in young Kenny Omega here?
I suppose so. Like, I guess always in a person you see what they grow to become, but it's also like one of those things where you're like, God, if you knew then what you would be. Like, it's same but different, I guess. Like,
yeah, like I mean, he's still a big ass dork in the ring.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, he's still a big, like, his character hasn't changed that much, like with his mannerisms and
no,
things
it's just
like
how
that.
much
Like,
of a pedestal he's on.
yeah, like if anything, he's just more over the top.
Yeah.
So instead of, because right now you see him, you get the feeling that maybe he's still trying to be indie guy a little bit at this point. Like he's trying to be ROH indie guy.
Well, I mean, so I brought up Cage Match to look up where Kenny Omega was in his career at that point. And not a month before the match that we watched, he was wrestling Thumbtack Jack at WXW. So.
Yes.
Thumbtack
Thank
Jack.
God he was.
What?
Oh, we love to see it. Can that be the next homework match?
Just a guy named Thumbtack Jack.
That name sounds super familiar. Like, he sounds so familiar.
He's a German guy.
Okay.
He's also gone by Lil Illicit.
Oh, well, no longer sounds familiar. Oh my God.
One of his signature moves is brace to the face.
That's me.
The fact that I just Googled, I just YouTube Kenny Omega versus Thumbtack Jack, and all I got was Thumbtack Jack versus Drake Younger.
Close enough.
Okay.
I saw a death match.
That is informative, actually. So,
Yeah.
so
That is all I needed to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like the movie Saw, or if it's like a Saw death match. Like,
And now I'm looking at Thumbtack Jack's
yeah.
history.
I love how this segment turned more into homework learning about Thumbtack Jack. But
I'm sorry. When I see the Kenny Omega wrestle the guy named Thumbtack Jack
Directly
he
before,
wrestled,
yeah.
Guys, there's a tribute to Thumbtack Jack. I'm tagging this element.
Wait, is it like a tribute, like music video? Like,
is it?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
my
Is it?
hero.
Yeah. Is it to Creed?
I
and it.
love that.
Yeah, I'm tagging all this.
Okay. By the way, Kenny had wrestled in Japan at that point.
Okay.
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 He had
That makes
wrestled
it
in
less
Japan
weird.
at that point.
Obligatory, because Lee has Japanese. Although Lee's like learned Japanese, so I
Yes.
think he gets credit on that one. So and Lee's going to end up in Japan. Let's be honest about that. So Moriarty we're talking about, for those that maybe don't know. Man,
And apparently at PCW in 2007, Samoa Joe and Kenny Omega had a match.
oh, can I find that one? Holy crap!
I thought you were gonna say Samoa Joe and Thumbtack Jack, and I was like, here we go. I was like, let's
No,
go.
Thumbtack Jack. I'm looking at his matchography.
Mhm.
I see Thumbtack Jack. Oh, well, here we go. The Masters of Pain 2008 semifinal light tube log cabins match.
Oh.
Thumbtack Jack
Wow.
beat Necro Butcher.
Oh, I'm sure that was something.
And after he beat Necro Butcher, he went on to the next round, which was a final electrified light tube match. Thumbtack Jack versus Ryuji Ito, who I don't know who that is, but he won. So go Thumbtack Jack. This is
I
from
love
the
that.
IWA East Coast Masters of Pain event.
Oh, I know who this is.
Oh yeah.
I know who Thumbtack Jack is. He was in a tournament of death. He's actually extremely young. Like, he is 35 years old currently.
Like
Wow.
green or
What?
like green young or like
No, like physically he is very young. Like, he is actively 35 years old.
Wow. So the
he
next
was
question
in a tournament
is,
of death.
do you have a Thumbtack Jack story?
I do not.
Okay.
I just recently watched a bunch of tournaments of death, and that's why that name sounded familiar to me, and it was really bugging me. But yeah, he's like super young, and he had to retire. It says in 2010, but he's 35 now, so he had to retire in like.
because he's probably doing too much dumb shit.
Oh, exactly. No, he was insane. He was forced to retire from professional wrestling on October 2nd, 2010, after breaking both his 7th thoracic vertebrae and sternum in a match against
Ooh.
Masada.
Wow. Masada. Well, there you
Oh
go.
well.
That kind of all goes together, doesn't
And
it?
now we understand.
Now
But
we
yes.
get it. Yes.
And now we know the story.
Thumbtack Jack.
I'm glad we got here.
You know the story of Thumbtack Jack? Well, gather around, boys and girls. Let me tell you about the story of Thumbtack
That's
Jack.
how I feel
that will
right
be
now,
that
dude.
will be the wrestler too. So,
Yeah.
any other thoughts about this match before we move on with next week's homework? Anybody? Let's go. All right. It was nice throwback, Ring of Honor throwback. I like seeing that era, because I always feel like Ring of Honor kind of got softened when they started doing the TV show a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like, it really just, I don't know, it didn't translate well to the weekly episodic thing initially, at least. Of course, they've come around and doing a great job in the last several years. But so this next week.
Oh no, Sorg. I got this one.
Oh, you got this one?
Yeah, we discussed this last
Oh, that's
week.
right, you did.
I knew you'd forget.
Oh, yes, because I did, and I
Mm-hmm.
heard.
Yeah, but
I
Sorg,
really
Sorg,
liked my pick, so.
I got this one.
Okay.
So speaking of death matches.
Oh no. Whoa.
And speaking of, we were talking earlier about Lucha Underground.
Okay.
I'm posting a match in the chat room. We are going to be watching Killshot versus Marty the Moth Martinez
Oh, hell yeah.
in a weapons of mass destruction match.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
That's actually a really good choice.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
That's
I
a
love
very
this
good
match.
choice.
What is a weapons of mass destruction match?
You're gonna find out.
What the fuck
What?
do you think it is?
Weapons of
It's
mass
weapons
destruction.
of mass destruction.
Someone's getting blown the fuck up. That's what's gonna
Were there
happen.
explosives in this one?
I don't. I think there were like. I think there was like a missile, like a fake missile.
What?
Maybe.
Yes.
I feel like there was.
Was it terrible CGI of somebody just blowing up?
No, not as far as I can
So,
remember.
it's
But
'cause-
I remember it's brutal.
So this is
It's
different because
brutal, yeah.
Killshot and
Marty the Moth.
no, there was another guy,
Oh, Dante Fox.
Dante Fox had.
Well,
had
that was the Hell of War match.
Hell of War, and that was like a 3 stages of hell, and that
Yeah.
was there was the glass thing at the end and everything.
Oh my God,
So,
that
like
one.
that. Yeah, that,
I,
yeah.
I wish,
Underground
wish all
is
that was
hit.
on YouTube
It
too, because
hit.
I would watch that
It
again.
hit.
Ugh.
It hit. Mike, hold on. Side note. Okay, so that's their match, but we're going to divert a little bit here.
Don't we always?
Ziggy, I think you're going to like this part. Mike, have you ever in person? Obviously, I know you don't like bloody matches. You don't like death matches. Like, we talked about this before in the show. Have you ever in person watched like a thumbtack bleeding death match kind of thing before?
Trying to think what the most like brutal match.
What
I've seen
is
in
the like
person
that? That's
is.
like if we had a like if we this could be our big question. Like, what is the most
I'd have to really think about that. I can't. nothing-
brutal, if not
Honestly,
disgusting
one
match
of-
you've
you
ever
know,
seen?
one of them was,
Huh?
and no one's ever seen it because it was a house show. The Undertaker versus Eddie Guerrero in a street fight.
Oh wow,
Mm.
Yeah,
that's pretty sickening. I love that though.
And they bled all over the place for a house show.
Eddie did.
Eddie, oh,
Of course
Eddie
he did.
Eddie.
Of course, it's Eddie. Well, so I looked this up because God, I looked this up like maybe a year and a half ago, something like that. Someone had posted a tweet out like, "What are feuds that you like? Everyone was in the right place, it just never happened." And someone said The Undertaker and Eddie Guerrero, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, I've seen that match." Like, so I looked through Cage Match. The Undertaker and Eddie Guerrero have only wrestled each other 3 times, all on house shows, in that one loop.
Interesting.
Wow,
Yeah,
wow.
like I don't know if they were testing it or if they were gonna do something with it, but man, it's still to this day one of the best shows I've ever, one of the best matches I've ever seen. Like in person,
Wow.
it was
I'm sure.
phenomenal.
My answer is I've seen too many.
I've seen
Yeah.
a lot.
Listen, man, I've seen wrestling craziness, but I've also seen fan inflicted violence.
Oh, or if we're talking about that too, yeah.
And I've mentioned before. So one year at the Gathering, since we're on that theme, they did a TNA invasion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Rudy Charles, now with the WWE, was the referee for some of it, and they were definitely the bad guys, and it was definitely the Gathering, and people were definitely drunk at 2 p.m.
As you should.
And Rudy took a beer bottle to the side of the head
Oh,
and was bleeding
yeah.
from his head, and like that was the scariest. That was probably the scariest fan interaction moment that I've seen ever. But as far as everything else, it's just like listen, man, like dude wrapping himself in barbed wire and jumping on people, and like there was literally a battle royal the one year at the Gathering, maybe a couple of years they did this. They almost definitely did this several years, where there was a battle royal, but you could only eliminate your opponent after they started bleeding.
What a stipulation.
Wow.
What a convoluted stipulation.
Yes,
That is.
yes.
Well, isn't that like a kind of like a Texas death match?
Kinda.
Yeah, I guess it's got those kind of rules, but now you need like 20 people to bleed.
Yeah, but also, yeah, it's a
Oh
battle
yeah,
royal.
okay.
and-
That's a lot of
Wow.
mixing of fluids.
It's a lot of mixing of fluids,
Yeah.
and yeah. So I mean, I've seen a lot of attacks. I've seen a lot of people bleeding from barbed wire right in front of me.
Yep.
Like things like that. So I can't I can't pinpoint the most gross. I know the biggest thing that started turning me off of deathmatch wrestling was a CZW DVD I got off of Netflix when they did DVDs. They still do, but that's when you did that, and it was like best of deathmatch and everything, and there was Zandig,
Zandig.
and he had a match. And he's going out like this.
Imagine if it was Danzig.
There was right. And then you could see it looked like a tendon hanging.
Oh my God! I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what
it was a barbed wire match, right?
Yeah.
And it looked like like a tendon goofy, like off of like his elbow. And I'm just like, I think I'm done with this.
I don't have a sensitive stomach, but that was like when I saw that, it made me feel like physically ill.
Yeah.
Like I do not have a sensitive stomach, but stuff like that, like oh my God.
Because and that not in person, but that was the thing that kind of like I don't know about this one.
Yeah.
So
I just want to say that thumbtacks are not fun. They are not fun at all.
We had somebody wanted to do thumbtacks back when we did the backyard shows, and they showed me the thumbtacks, and I shit you not, one of the thumbtacks in the bag was like this long, and I'm like, I don't think this is how this works.
No,
like, listen, I'm not a wrestler for real, but I'm pretty sure this is not how this works.
No.
Yeah.
Like this, you're gonna impale yourself, and some of these have rust on them. So I'm like, I don't think you
Mama, that is
this.
tetanus.
Yes.
I feel like I had to get a tetanus shot after I did that thumbtack spot at Black Diamond, like years ago.
Oh, jeez.
You probably should have.
I mean, you kind of needed one walking in the door, anyways. But
yeah.
Anyways, yeah. I don't know. Did anybody else have any answers for that? Ziggy, have you seen any or been experienced?
I'm much like you. I've seen a lot live, and I've also seen a lot like on DVD that it's like kind of meshes together.
I know, right?
And I feel like mentally, the difference between like I'm so desensitized to like seeing things like that in front of my eyes, like instead of like on DVD or things like that, like it all just kind of feels the same to me. Like, I mean, I love hardcore matches. I love deathmatch wrestling. It's just like one of those things where it's very hard to pinpoint like the nastiest thing I've seen, because I've seen a lot of people bleed for absolutely no reason. So
yeah,
that too.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think I've seen like anything that's been really that terrible. Like nothing pops out in my brain of anything that was really that bad.
Well, obviously, I need to bring Mad Mike to a gathering of the Juggalos.
Yes.
Well, don't threaten us with a good time.
Right?
Well,
that sounds like a field trip.
You guys would love this.
I'd have so much fun.
I can't say that you're gonna like become a Juggalo after this, but I think.
But I'll have fun.
I think you'll have fun. You know.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's. I mean.
Are they gonna do one this year?
Not this year. I don't think this year is going to happen.
No, but I don't think anyone's doing anything this year.
So plan on us going to the Juggalo event next year. Got it.
Cool.
Yes, next year will be Wrestle Kingdom and the Gathering of the Juggalos.
I love it.
Listen, Katie got through it alive. So Dutters got through it alive.
Good.
And so.
Did she like it?
I have no concerns about me getting
she had a blast.
alive.
Good.
She had a blast. I mean, she did get kicked in the face during the last concert, but
that's okay. That happens.
Well, that's because she's so tall.
That is true.
Right.
She's kind of a target, but familiar with this concept. So, yeah. But no. So yeah. That the bloodiest I filmed, I know, was won a cage match that involved, at least on one side, I can't remember who all was in it, but I know one team was Jimmy DeMarco and Larry Sweeney, and getting Jimmy's blood on my camera lens is a memory that I'll never forget. And the other one that definitely shouldn't have been that bloody, Beastman and Thomas Mathis.
Oh my God, man!
You remember that one?
Woof.
That was a scary amount of blood.
The day I had to call the ambulance to come get Thomas Mathis?
Yeah, Mathis was not okay after that one.
No.
So it was like a last man standing match, and it was wild. And honorable mention to Bronco McBride and Jamie Jameson when they had their last man standing.
Oh my God.
And it was yeah. Anyways, yeah, that was like stapled dollar bills and everything. I'm just like, I don't think I've seen a stapled dollar bill in this state. I didn't know we could do that. And
I haven't seen that since the territories.
I haven't
brother.
seen the territories. I ain't seen that shit since the backyard territories. But anyways, on that point,
You know what? The closest thing I probably got was seeing, I think Abyss had a hardcore match that I saw in NEW with Christian. That might have been the closest thing I've come to anything, because he definitely like brought thumbtacks and stuff like that. Like, so like really
thumbtacks
nothing.
is one thing. Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
nothing.
like really nothing.
Thumbtacks is like
and it's
standard.
Abyss who takes thumbtacks all the time.
Yeah,
So I mean,
yeah, standard. Like,
Thumbtacks can only go in you so far, so it's like,
flaming table one time.
yeah.
Yeah, the chest flexor Marshall Gambino match.
I was there.
When they like, why don't you film in the cage with us?
And you're
I
like,
was like,
no.
Are you sure?
I don't think so.
You're like, that sounds suspicious.
I'm going to say the most unsafe I ever felt in professional wrestling was in a cage with something on fire.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That was just like I don't think I feel good about this moment.
No.
But I got the shot. So, and nobody got hurt. Well, I mean, I'm sure they weren't feeling too good afterwards. But Nick Gage versus Thumbtack Jack, where Gage almost dies. Is this a thing?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait. Okay. Is this the one where he got life lighted? That might have been it. It's insane because Nick Gage like legitimately had to get life lighted from a tournament of death. Really? It's probably one of my favorite promos I've ever seen. He like actively is still cutting a promo on camera while like nurses are getting him ready to like, and to tell you like what happens is Nick Gage like is like bleed because what he got something severed an artery, so he was like bleeding out, and a nurse was like getting him ready while he was cutting a promo, and the nurse goes like says something like, hey, we're getting you ready right now, while he's cutting. He goes, shut up, and then looks directly at her and goes, I'm sorry. And then just keeps cutting the promo. Shut up, I'm sorry. Like just keeps, it's so good.
wow.
But yeah, if you ever get the chance to just watch that, it's something. It's not far into the match either. Like I'm pretty sure the first, because if my memory serves me, I believe it was just a spot where it was a light tube like surrounded ring, and they went through it to like go to the outside, and I think a light tube just hit him weird and like severed an artery.
Like what happened with fucking Arquette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was exactly the same thing. He just like severed an artery and couldn't stop bleeding out.
Jeez, that is wild. Sorry, I just came over into Twitch and saw that Riz Plays Games was rating us over there with all of his great colleagues going on. So I just still love that he has great colleague emoticons over there. Go subscribe to Riz Plays Games on Twitch so you can get your emoticon. So.
Here's a random Nick Gage match for you. Nick Gage versus Swoggle.
Oh, that's happened multiple times.
I was gonna say that.
I remember Xavier Woods talking about that.
Isn't that an AIW thing?
I was gonna say
like,
that's happened multiple times. That's a very AIW
That sounds
match.
like an AIW standard.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
That's fantastic. On that note, hey guys, let's find out, what did you learn from wrestling this week? Who wants to go first? We learned a lot. We learned a lot this episode, for one thing. So.
Yeah. All right. So I learned two things. One, I learned that people really fucking haggle over prices when they're trying to get rid of memorabilia.
Okay.
I watched the A&E.
Find our shit.
The Mick Foley thing.
The WWE Road, the Pawn Stars, basically.
Yeah. I love it.
That's good. Yeah.
Fucking weird. Fucking weird to just watch that. But the second thing I learned, and the most important thing I learned, is that the Iconics are coming out with a podcast.
Oh, good.
Oh God, I gotta listen to that.
I am excited.
Oh man.
Very much so.
That's great.
I'm excited. You all should be excited.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Got to be joking me.
You gotta be joking.
Is that the name of the podcast?
No. Hold on. I'll look it up.
Okay,
Go
give me
somewhere else.
that. Ronnie, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
I learned that after you fire good talent, you can pick up a lesser talent.
Oh.
Womp womp.
And I think I responded to that. You were speaking of the Eva Marie thing after we let go, like, of Mickey James and Chelsea Green of all people. And
Yeah.
I was like, well, the WWE has set their intentions for what they want there. So take it for what that is.
Oh, the Fed.
There we go.
It's going to be called the Off Her Chops Pod. OFF her chops.
That's like got to be.
I'm
an
assuming it's Australian
thing,
thing.
right?
Mhm.
And we're gonna learn what that means real quick.
Yes.
Ziggy Haim.
I'm excited for it.
Ziggy Haim, what'd you learn from wrestling?
Well, over the weekend, I did the 2 AIW shows, and
What were the names? They had these great names.
it was Hello Cleveland and Is This Something You Would Be Interested in?
An entourage crew?
I love AIW so much.
The concept of both the shows is that absolutely nothing was announced. No one was announced for the card. And what I learned is that is so fucking cool. Do you want to know one of the most insane things I've ever seen live? No one expecting it, and fucking Eddie Kingston coming out. I knew what was happening, and like just knowing that the crowd was about to react, my heart was beating so fast. I was just like, this is going to be so like it was. So I learned how fun mystery cards are and relearned how cool live wrestling is. So
when you're not in the rain.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
that's awesome. And that's the Odeon. I was there for a show when ICP was there a couple years ago, and that is a really cool venue.
The Odeon's really
cool. It's a concert venue. So it's we sat on the stage. It was crazy. So, but no, it was crazy, and it was my introduction to a lot of guys like Manser, right? And like he comes out to basically the entirety of that song. What was it?
Oh, are you talking about when he comes out to Simple Man?
Simple Man.
Yeah,
yes.
he comes out.
And he doesn't come out for like a while.
He told me it is exactly 1 minute and 20 seconds.
1 minute 20 seconds. And there's the answer when I was talking about main event a little bit ago about who has the most ridiculously stupid long doesn't come out for like
Mance.
Mance is one of them. For sure, but like I'm glad I saw him there with everybody with the lighters and like seeing like the heads of some of you guys backstage.
Yeah,
like watching this too.
It's special
because then I saw him in Conquest, and I wouldn't have gotten what the fuck the point of Mance was if I didn't see it in AIW first.
Understandable,
right?
Yeah.
So I just it's like the first time I saw Filthy Tom Lawler filming a Warrior show, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And somebody's on the headset was like, oh, he's doing the thing. I'm like, what the fuck is the thing? What's the thing? And he had like the flag, and he's got the cut off shirt.
You're like, is the thing crack?
Yeah.
Is the thing crack?
I think he was at that AIW show too, and I was like, I saw him at a good match. I'm like, oh, I've heard of this guy. And I'm like, it was a fucking cool match, right? But he wasn't doing like anything wild or anything, right? And it was just like, yeah, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on here? It's like Manser's like somebody had a WCW flag, and I got a great shot. It's in the trailer of Crashing the Party, and it's like he's just like there's somebody who's holding up a WCW flag, full on flag. I've never seen this before. And like the match is over, and he's going out, and he just like gets down, gets in a pose. He's like WC fucking W, and I'm like, okay,
you're like great.
Fantastic. I love this.
Yeah.
Fuck, I love wrestling. What did I learn? Is it my turn?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
This week, I learned there's no active wrestling in Tucson. It's hard to find. But I can't even find lucha references down that close to Mexico. It was strange.
That is weird.
But from wrestling, I learned that we talked about it last night. I'm tired of being told what wrestlers are over and over again, and I just have no stomach for it in WWE anymore. I just can't do it. But I love the indie. I just want to see some random matches feel of an AEW Dark these days. Like, that is like the best thing to me. Even like almost better than Dynamite to me at this point is watching those Darks. And not just because there's familiar faces or Daniel Limelight. Actually, Daniel Limelight is one of the reasons, Mike. Just see his face over there. So, that's what I learned, because I was just like really interested to watch SmackDown, because I knew that match was coming up with Daniel Bryan and Roman, and I know it had already happened because I saw Twitter, and I didn't know what time zone I was in. And but the first time there's like, this is who Bianca Belair is, I'm just like, I'm done. I can't do this right now. So I just don't have I'm just harder and harder to find the stomach to do that right now. But I want to see Bianca Belair, but
right.
I need to not watch it live so I can fast forward past the stupid shit for everybody else, apparently.
Absolutely.
For, because WWE thinks their audience is a bunch of idiots. I don't know. So,
but Bryan and Reigns was a good match, though.
Yeah, I need to get back to that. So, but it was a little bit of a busy weekend, Mike. So we'll work on that. Anyways, so hey, so this is a little bit of a surprise. Sorry, out of turn here, Ziggy. I did get an email.
Okay.
During the show.
Okay.
From Ryse Management. So
right.
And they asked me to play it here. I mean, I guess it makes sense since you're here. I don't know what's going on, plans or anything like that. So let me make sure I'm queued up here, and let's go see what this is about.
Greetings, Ryse. It is I, your general manager and former Grand Champion Regent, Commander Sterling, here with some important news concerning that very same Grand Championship. You see, I have some bad news. And before I share it, I need to preface it by saying, Ziggy Haim, I'm proud of you. I may not have shown it in the immediate aftermath, but on reflection, I cried along with everyone else when I saw you hold that title above your head. Tears in your eyes. 4 years of hard work finally justified. You made Pittsburgh history, my friend, and as general manager of Ryse, I am so proud of you. And that's why asking you to give the title back is going to be so hard. You see, your Grand Championship win was dependent on two factors: defeating David Lawless in the main event, and qualifying for that main event by defeating Erica Lee. That was the original match. Erica Lee versus Ziggy Haim for a shot at the Grand Championship. The trouble is, you didn't beat Erica Lee. You didn't even fight her. You beat Janai Kai. And here's the thing about belts being contested at backyard wrestling shows. Nobody keeps up with the paperwork. The contract says that you had to beat Erica Lee. And you didn't. Officially, your match with David Lawless was non-title. And when Ryse returns, I'm going to have to ask you to give the belt back. Now, for the record, I don't want to have to do this. I really don't. No matter what my reputation says, no matter what you may think I want, I don't want this. You think I want to be responsible for ripping this away from everyone? No. Genuinely no. Once upon a time, Ziggy, I told you that you could be the face of Ryse. A long time ago, Ziggy, I told you that you have championships in your future, and I mean that, and I believe that, and I back that. Just not yet. Still. Give it another 4 years, eh? See you soon, Ziggy.
Well, I'm glad you showed me that live because that means I can say something live to you, Sterling. Because I believe, actually, that I've been in wrestling longer than you, Sterling. And if there's one thing that I have learned, it's that a card is subject to change. There's no contract. I did not write my name in blood or pen or anything of that sort. We all know what going into a wrestling show is, and we all know that I came out of it with the belt. And I know you say that I'm the future. Well, the future is now. And when Ryse comes back, you're going to pry this from my cold, dead hands.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.